How come they didn't do a new Nexus 7? A Galaxy S4, that's it? I thought they were gonna do Google Babble. Hello, Android 4.3? Paging Android 4.3, where are you? You might be wondering why Google didn't make any major new hardware announcements or why they didn't unveil the next version of Android, supposedly Android 4.3. There's good reason for that. We're gonna cover that now. This phone came out earlier this month and it's running Android 4.2. This phone came out only a couple of weeks before that and is running Android 4.1. This phone actually isn't running Android, so disregard that one. Usually when Google comes out with a new platform, immediately people start saying, well, when am I going to get this? When am I going to get that? So if they would have came out with Android 4.3, we would have saw a long list of all these cool new features that Google's coming out with, and everyone would have been complaining because the phone that they want and the phone that they have isn't going to get it for several months unless they decide to hack their device. But what Google did today is they kind of got away from their track record of unveiling cool new features and saying you'll get it when you get Android 4.3, which could be 6 months when your device gets it, or it could be until you get a new device. They went a different direction that makes a lot more sense. Basically what Google did is sidestep the whole you'll get it when you get it approach. That can take as long as 6 months, maybe a year, depending on when you get a device update or when you get a new device. Instead, they said, here's a list of new features that developers can take advantage of, and you can get it now, and you can get it if you have Android 2.2 or later, which is pretty much every device that was released in the past 2 or 3 years. They announced the new Google Play Music, which is only available in the US right now, but it'll be available in more countries soon. And what they did was basically, if you're able to access Google Play Music right now, you'll pretty much be able to access these new features within a few weeks or months. It's not going to be as long as if they'd built these features into Android 4.3. Remember what happened when Google unveiled Google Now at I/O 2012? It was this amazing new product. Everybody wanted it. And then they said, you have to have Android 4.1 or later. And what happened? It took months before most people got 4.1. Well, if they would have done some new stuff with 4.3, the same thing would have happened. Instead, they enhanced the product that already exists. Now it's going to get new reminders. It's going to get new commute times for public transportation instead of driving. And they're really enhancing the knowledge graph. So when you search to say how many people are in India, it tells you, as well as it compares it to how many people are in China or the US. So it's really improving the way that it anticipates what you're going to ask and the information that you want to know. And that's really the theme of what we saw at I/O 2013. We didn't see a bunch of new products. We didn't see a bunch of new hardware. What we got was improvements on the stuff that we are already aware of, and little tweaks and little enhancements that really improve the experience of the stuff that we already have and the stuff that we already want. Now, don't get me wrong, had they unveiled Android 4.3 yesterday with a bunch of new groundbreaking features, or had they shown off a new Nexus phone or tablet, I would have been in line to buy the thing just like the rest of you. But at the same time, we can't be consumed by all the new stuff that's coming out. We have to kind of pay attention and take stock of what we have and what we want. Instead of having to buy a new device every year, wouldn't it be great if we could buy a new device every 18 months, every 2 years, but still get massive improvements to the services that we use and the services that we take advantage of every day? That's kind of the theme of what Google was saying. And we did see one disappointment that I totally understand. People wanted Google Babble, which was supposed to unify Google Talk, Google Messenger, Google Hangouts, and SMS messages, kind of like an improved version of BBM or iMessage. Essentially what we got was an improved version of Hangouts and Messenger and Talk. We didn't get the SMS integration like a lot of people wanted, but that's okay. What we did get was an ability to communicate with people and have history, have the same media sharing that we had before. So instead of having 3 different icons, we have one dedicated Hangouts app. The problem with that is it's only available on Android and it's only available on iOS. It's not going to be available cross-platform on other devices. But most likely, most of the people in your social circle have Android or iOS, so you could get by on just using Hangouts. But at the same time, it's not quite Babble, and I understand the frustration there. Now, I'm sure before the end of the year, we'll get a new Nexus phone or tablet to gawk at and beat the rumor drum. But for now, we did see some improvements to some key areas that are going to make using Android much better and using Google services as a whole much better. Now, on the hardware front, there was a silver lining. If you were interested in the Galaxy S4 and you love that 5-inch 1080p display, the quad-core processor, but you're not too keen on Samsung software. They did say that they're going to have a Galaxy S4 version running stock Android 4.2. Unfortunately, they didn't have any on site. Hopefully, we'll get to see that soon. But all the things that make a Galaxy S4 a Galaxy S or a Galaxy device will probably not be there. So the looking away gestures, the air gestures, the air view, all of that is software level stuff that's not going to be there. But it will have standard, unmolested Android 4.2 or Android 4.3 if they do come out with it before then. June 26th is when it's available. It's going to be $649 in the US. That's a steep price, I know. But it's going to be there if you're one of the people that want a new device and you want something with Google software on it. At the same time, there's still a lot going on with Google I/O, so I'm going to take advantage of this little badge here and head back and try to look at some new stuff. This is Andrew from MobileBurn.com. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.